So that's what the Sorcerer's Hat does. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Zach, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you my top 3 moments from the 4th episode of Once Upon a Time. We finally got more clarity on what this whole Sorcerer's Hat thing is, and a little more development on Hook and Emma's relationship, with the complication of her parents being all overprotective even though she's like 25. The 4th episode was titled The Apprentice. The first of my top 3 moments is the origin of the Sorcerer's Hat. At the beginning of the show, we see an old man in a tomb-esque environment sweeping around and generally looking after things. This old man turns out to be the Sorcerer's apprentice, who is guarding the small star box that we've seen Rumpelstiltskin fiddling around with in Storybrooke. In the Enchanted Forest, when Anna goes to visit Rumpelstiltskin after being sent by David and his mother, he enlists Anna's help to retrieve the hat that will give him absolute power over the dagger that controls him by giving her a vial of a mysterious liquid. He instructs her to go to the base of a mountain where she will find an old man, and she is to give him this vial in his tea. Anna believes that this is a poison that will kill him, so instead of putting it in the tea, she throws it in the fire. When she returns to Rumpelstiltskin saying, "Hey, job's done, can you tell me about my parents?" he informs her that it was actually an antidote to a poison that he had previously given him. The man turns into a rat, and all hope of Rumpelstiltskin being unable to obtain this absolute power seems to be crushed. Later on, when he goes to collect his treasure by obtaining a tear from Anna after she is tempted by her inner darkness and overcomes it, he drops his dagger and she picks it up, gaining control over him. This allows her to demand that Rumpelstiltskin return her back to Arendelle. From this situation, we get a pretty good sense of what Rumpelstiltskin is going to do with the Sorcerer's Hat. Now that we know in Storybrooke that he has it, he has absolute power. And now Anna is faced with the burden of breaking it to her sister that she was right and her parents actually did fear her. The second of my top 3 moments is when Will Scarlet notices Emma out on a date with Killian. It turns out that Knave of Hearts wasn't just a cameo after all, but he's actually getting integrated into Once Upon a Time. When Killian and Emma arrive at a restaurant for their first official date, Will notices her and tries to sneak out, but fails completely and ends up knocking wine on Emma's dress. A little later on, Will is put in the sheriff's office for holding for breaking into the Storybrooke library. Emma uncovers that he was looking at an Alice in Wonderland storybook and a picture of the Red Queen. Does this mean that we're going to see Alice, the White Rabbit, or even the Red Queen in Storybrooke anytime soon? The implications of this small little bit of information are through the roof, and I couldn't be happier because that means that there's even more Disney in Once Upon a Time. The third of my top 3 moments is when Hook gets his hand back. When Emma asks Hook out on a date, he feels it's a good idea to have both his hands so that if she wants him to hold her, he'll be able to actually do that. So he goes to Gold and blackmails him into restoring his right hand that Gold has kept for all these years. After Will bolts from the restaurant after spilling wine on Emma's dress, Killian finds him attempting to break into the Storybrooke library and nearly knocks him out cold. This causes him to go back to Gold and demand that he remove the hand because, as Gold had forewarned him, putting the hand back on will restore who Hook used to be, a ruthless pirate. However, Hook's hand was just allowing Killian to be the ruthless pirate that he always was. After making a deal with Killian, Rumpelstiltskin enlists his help to exact revenge on the Sorcerer's Apprentice. They go to his house and Gold uses the hat to trap the apprentice inside, but it's just really not good. One thing I kind of thought interesting about this sequence was that when Gold and Hook are going to the apprentice's house, Gold enchants a broom that leads them there, which is another reference to Beauty and the Beast. In the final scene, we see Henry go to Gold asking for a job at his shop. This is to gain information on who the author of the storybook may possibly be so that Regina can get her happy ending. Gold then accepts Henry's offer to be his apprentice. Those are my top 3 moments from the 4th episode of Once Upon a Time. Now that we have a little more clarity on the origin of the Sorcerer's Hat, what do you guys think is going to happen with it? Is Gold going to use it on other people in Storybrooke? Or now that he has the absolute power, will he get rid of the dagger forever and not feel that he needs it? I find it interesting how Gold can be so nonchalant about all this lying when he's married to Belle, but such is Storybrooke, so have fun with it. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to punch the like button if you enjoyed it, share it around with your friends, hit that little subscribe button up there to be notified of all my latest videos, and comment below so we can chat. You can find me at ZachAttack on Facebook and Google+, as well as ZXK77 on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to check out my previous video in the series, you can click over that way. All of these links will be in the description below. It's been great talking to you, and I'll see you in my next video. Live to be different and be who you were born to be.